All right, high rollers, the World Series of Poker quickly approaching. This guy has been there and done that. He's in rarefied poker air with 4 bracelets, more than $4 million in lifetime earnings, a good chunk of that at the WSOP. We're on it today. We've got him fresh off his heads-up victory in the Global Poker League. Max Pescatori, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Big win today over Hong Kong, 2-1 victory. Should have been a clean sweep if not for that damn 10 on the river, right?
Yes, that kind of made me sick, but I know that I could have actually lost the coin flip for the second match. But, the 16 about the third one is the one that I probably played the best and even dominated the most of the game. So it was sick to that, and I had other opportunities in the match and still didn't come through. Probably I lost a little bit of focus at the end once the 10 came. And didn't really think it through, but it was really a hard blow to my confidence. And it's like when, in soccer, someone ties and you go to overtime and he ties at the 95th minute. So.
Well, I loved it when you called out the 9-7 and you were bang on. How do you know that? I mean, how do you get a read like that sometimes? You guys are pretty good.
Yeah, that was actually good, and to get a little bit more respect in No Limits. It's difficult, but there was a really good read. I mean, sometimes you kind of have a feeling of what the other player could be at, and it was a really good bet and a good read. I mean, I'm proud of myself because at the end, that's what we're trying to do, just to show that it's not just gambling. It's a game, and it's controlled by, yes, luck, but also good play and good reads.
Well, there's a lot of good play, a lot of skill in the GPL. What is your assessment of the Global Poker League so far? Here we are in week 5. I mean, I like it. There's been some great poker. That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm biased because I'm one of the managers, but realistically, I think it's, just my game. If I would have played this heads-up match 7 weeks ago, I wouldn't have played this good. I would have probably made many more mistakes. I wouldn't have had the creativity that I had while I was playing. And just by watching those guys face up, that really helped a lot. And I'm not think that now I'm a great holder player, but surely, if you put fantasy and determination, even if you don't have a huge experience in that specialty, I could be competitive.
You're the captain of the Rome Emperors. I mean, I'm looking at your roster now. You've got Mustafa Canet, Dario Sammartino, Timothy Adams, Walter Tricarci, Max Pescatori, yourself, and of course Todd Brunson. Can you run down the team? I mean, there's some pretty good talent there, isn't there?
Oh, I think we are arguably the most talented team. I'm also biased on that. But I mean, Mustafa has been doing incredible. So, he's been doing this for now almost 3 years. I think this is the third year that he's just on a roll, both online and live. So I think he won like 10 millions in the last 3 years. So it's unbelievable. Sammartino is, one of a very talented guy, not as known as the other ones, but he also plays the high rollers and is well respected. Last year he had a great Monte Carlo with 2 final table in 2 high roller events. And I think he's still in the main event today. Then there is Walter Tricarci was a pick more to maybe favor the fact that he was 4th in the Global Poker Index in Italy, and I felt like it was cool to reward someone that has been doing good in the last few years and is less known. But and then I came here in Monte Carlo, and he won a big tournament here too. He won the French Poker Series high roller. Then Tim Adams is another high stakes high roller player. He really impressed me, even if he lost twice in the heads up. I thought he played wonderful, and he was just unlucky. And then there is Todd Brunson, which he was, as they told me, strange pick. But, I'm friends with Todd, and I thought for 3 reasons I took him. One, because he's a big name, and so he will bring a different kind of fans to the Global Poker League. Second, because I think he's just a pure talented poker player, and he, even if just like me, we're mostly mixed games. He can just watch and learn and then come through big time. And the third one was because the finals are a little bit different. They are 3 against 3 with the cards that you see of your opponents, and so it's something that people haven't talked about it yet. But yet, I think Todd will be a good value to understand where are the edges and where to push those edges alive. And even if we might not play, we might be the one that are there just try to get our top 3 guys in a perfect spot to actually win the whole thing. The only problem that we have to qualify, we have to finish top 4. So, so far we haven't done well, but it's also because of clear bad runs.
And it's early yet, and it's going to be very exciting as we approach Wembley. So good luck to you. Good luck to the Rome Emperors. The World Series of Poker is quickly approaching, Max. What's your game plan heading into the Rio this year? How many events? What events are you looking forward to? Those sorts of things.
Definitely, I'm going to try to defend my 2 titles. By the way, I'm also playing poker while I'm talking, but I'm definitely going to defend my 2 titles and mainly focus on mixed games because I have a much higher edge on those games. To be the defending champion hasn't happened very, very many times to repeat. It's not something that you can plan to do, but mainly I will focus on my best games, which they are all the mixed games practically. I'm going to skip most of the Hold'em events because it's also hard for me to play Hold'em and then go back to the rest because there's so many events that I need to also pace myself. So I try to play mix. I don't try to come in at the first levels, so I do miss some opportunities at the first levels. But it's always worked out okay for me to just come in at the 3rd level or so and then just play. So I will probably play around 25 events, something like that. And then it depends on how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. This year it should be easier to cash because they're moving to 15% of people, which I think it's a great thing for World Series. I mean, it's bad for the stats, but it's good for overall because I truly believe that it's best to pay 15% as in the events because the bubble will come sooner. You will get more opportunities to actually bully the bubble or take opportunities on the bubble. And so it's good for everybody. More occasional player make the money and they're happy and they go home happy. But also the pros have an earlier edge. And so it's all great.
4 bracelets, of course, the 2 last year, Raz, and the World Championship of 7-card stud HiLo. The first 2, 06 and 08. I'm real curious, Max. The first one, so much money, a milestone, compared with the 10K World Championship of stud HiLo last year, where the field was just stacked of talent. Which ones are more special, or are they all equal?
No, definitely different. Okay, they're all different. So let me tell you, for example, the first one was an explosion of joy. It's like winning something that you don't know if you ever are capable of. So it was just, there is still a video around about that victory and the explosion that I had of happiness about that victory. The second one was more of a statement of saying, okay, anybody can win one, but that means that I'm quite good. Then, kind of after 2008, it happened a few things that set my game a little bit off. The fact that in Italy there was legal poker, so for some period of time I was in Italy helping to grow poker, so got distracted a little bit by a lot of situations, and also I had some other personal problems. And for a few years I didn't really play very good game. Then later on I kind of felt a new wave of strength, and 2014 already I had a really good World Series. I was very close to win the horse. Even if I finished 5th, I was in a gigantic pot as a favorite going into the river to beat Chip Leader, and instead I got knocked out. I really felt the vibes of playing really good poker, and then 2015 was amazing. The first one was I truly dominated the table. Me and Eli Lextra were just destroying the table, which if you think about it, it's very difficult in RAS to do, especially when you get to a final table. But we were just playing tremendous poker, and once he got eliminated in 5th place, I think, then I really couldn't think to lose, and it was such a dominating performance that then you don't even have an explosion of joy, but it was more of, I've done it again, it's fantastic, it's a three-peat, and it's awesome. And then, of course, I felt amazing of the 4th one because of the 2 guys that I had in front. 3-handed with Daniel against and Steven Chidwick, 2 of the really amazing players that there are. And I actually went down to have 10% of the stacks in play, 3-handed. So went to dinner, came back, and actually took it down, and that was amazing. I mean, there too, there is a lot of videos around, and I felt, for the first time since 2006, I felt the same joy of happiness. Different, but amazing, to have done something that it's, almost impossible to think for a poker player to win 2 bracelets in 1 year.
It's amazing, and congrats on that. Max, I'm going down to the World Series this year for the 2nd time ever. I'm 45 years old, and I went down last year.
Age.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, exactly. We're the same age. I see that. Last year I went down for the first time ever. I played Omaha HiLo. You talked about the mixed games. I love Omaha HiLo. You got any advice for a guy like me, a recreational novice who goes down there and gets a bit overwhelmed with the crowds and all the star poker players walking around? And secondly, what do you think about Omaha HiLo and where it ranks in terms of the poker variations? I mean, it's my favorite game.
Yeah, once I moved out of Limit Hold'em, Omaha HiLo was the game that I used to play daily. So I was really at the top of my game around 2003 in that game. Then I moved out of other games, and so it kind of slid back, and I'm probably better at Stat HiLo and those kind of games. But yet, first of all, don't leave home without an ace. That's one of the advice that I heard before. So don't play any hand that you don't have an ace, in Stat HiLo. And the second one, just play your game. I mean, you shouldn't be overwhelmed. They cannot take your chips all at once, and just relax and play the way you like to play. That's the best way, because it's hard to change a strategy going to a tournament. And when you try to play something different, then it becomes more difficult to be successful.
Max, we really appreciate your time. Lastly, and real quick, you've been on the ballot for the Hall of Fame induction. Is that something you think about, or in that regard, are you just going to let the cards fall where they may?
Well, of course, it happens once you have a amazing World Series like I had. But, I mean, arguably, I deserve to be, in the nominees, because then there is so many ones that you can argue that they can win. But in Italy, I've really done a lot to make poker. We call it doganare, which is like poker as what they think. It's dark alley and shady people. And instead, what I've done through the help of several companies and media, just to make poker as a big thing. So, it's fun when now, like a 12-year-old say to the father, "Oh, look, there is Max." And, and they're like coming there and take a picture with me. So in Italy, we did a lot of that. And I didn't just play poker. I also promote the game a lot and in a fair way. So, if it happens again, to be nominated, it would be great. I think it will happen, by the way, because of the way that they ballots also come through, because they ask for balloting for the players. So the people, and so I have a big follower in Italy, and so many people, they vote for me last year. But it's also good if some European will go in, because unfortunately what happened, United States poker players, sometimes they forget that in Europe there is amazing players, and even if I'm based in Las Vegas, sometimes they forget that, there is shows and there is things that we do in Europe that, they never get to US, and so to get someone in will be a good thing for all movement. In fact, tournaments in Europe are, except for World Series, are bigger than anywhere else now. So.
Well, we wish you all the best. 4-time bracelet winner, GPL team captain, the Rome Emperors, Max Pescatori. By the way, you're in Monaco. You're playing poker right now. What stakes, and are you winning?
Oh, I just sit down when I started the interview. Yeah, I won the hand against the guy that told me to not talk on the phone and talk on the interview. So that was the key part. There is a tournament at 11 o'clock that I was going to play, so I like Hyper Turbo Hold'em, so I'm going to play that.
Good luck, Max. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome, Derek.